Stream is about to go live in 2.5 minutes, it looks like. Once we're live, I'll just call us in because I don't think we have any commercials or anything on this one.
Okay.
Looks like stream's about to go live now. Okay, there will be commercials actually.
Is my mic good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. This is a B qualifier game as well.
Yeah. The loser of this game will play Hosley or Clyder.
The winner of that game?
Yeah.
I guess obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. You're watching the World Curling Tour on curlingzone.com. And this morning, afternoon, depending on where you are, we have Draw 13 live from the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown here in Western Saskatchewan. Our draw today features the Swiss rink of Yannick Schwaller taking on a Saskatchewan rink of Mike McEwen. This is a B qualifier game. The winner will head straight to the playoffs. The loser is one game closer to elimination. Big game here. I'm joined alongside my broadcast partner, James Owens. I'm Josh Uzik. We're bringing you a big game here. We join you during second rocks of this first down. We're going to do a quick meet the teams here. Starting off with Yannick Schwaller. They are curling out of the Geneva Curling Club, throwing the red rocks. Their lead is Pablo Lachat. Their second is Sven Michel. Their skip is Yannick Schwaller throwing the third stones. And throwing the fourth stones is Benoit Schwartz. On the opposite side of them, throwing the yellow rocks, it's Mike McEwen. They curl out of the Nutrien Curling Club in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Their lead is Dan Marsh. Their second is twin brother Kevin Marsh. Third is Colton Flash. And the skip is, of course, Mike McEwen. Very decorated game here. Two experienced curlers. It's going to be a great game. Lots of slams between these two curlers. And a refreshed McEwen team if you haven't been updated on the team moves this off-season. Colton Flash used to skip this team, moved down to third, and he doesn't even hold the broom in the rings anymore for skip rocks. That duty belongs to Kevin, I believe, of the Marsh twins. Looking at a couple world rankings here. The McEwen rink currently sits fourth.
Throw your whole body weight type of shot, though. I think they're just going to play this nice and soft.
I think especially just enough to move the rocks that you need to. You don't want to overthrow it and either miss it on the wrong side, a little too much on the outturn side, and you're just peeling the guards, which is about the worst thing that could happen to Mike McEwen right now. But also, if you're going to touch that, second or third shot yellow, I'm not sure which one it is, you don't want to kill it. You want to sit there and pile up some points in the middle. Here's the shot from Colton Flash. Looking to run back this yellow into the forefoot. It's curling early. Not tremendously close from Colton Flash there. He's not going to be happy with that one, as he's not only going to miss the shot, but he's going to open up the middle now.
Well, another chance for Schwaller to defend their rock. That's their solo rock that's sitting right on the button right now.
Yeah, it looks a little vulnerable. It is shot rock, though. Are they content to guard this here, James?
Looks like it.
That was a big miss from Flash. It really changed the whole complexity of this end. Benoit Schwartz now throwing his first of the second end. Throwing fourths for the Schwaller rink. That looked like a pretty solid guard. Dan Marsh is a bit in the way of my view here. Thanks, Dan, for stepping back there.
That's a pretty good shot. That's a good spot for it. And it looks like our stream is back up and running now. Had some technical difficulties before, but thanks to our team for getting that going again.
Shout out to everyone at Curling Zone and Curling Stadium, of course, as well. Helping us show this high-level event to maximum amount of people we can over on YouTube. And the viewers are starting to increase now as we got the stream back up and running. We, of course, apologize for that. If you missed it, I'm Josh Usick alongside James Owens. You're watching the World Curling Tour on curlingzone.com. If you're just joining us, we're on to skip rocks in the second end. It was a deuce for Schwaller in the first. And McEwen looking to generate some sort of offense here in a game where they've been chasing the majority of it.
McEwen looking to make some noise here.
Yeah, does he see just enough of that red to be able to get rid of that shot rock and roll the red runner out of play?
I think so, and he should be able to sit 2 after this shot if he makes it just right.
It's close. It's got to curl a little bit more than it is right now. Just misses everything. Got a little scary there for a second. Maybe might have picked that yellow third shot off the forefoot, but get away scot-free with that. And another miss on the run back from this McEwen team. They've had a couple key misses in bad spots here early in this one. And it's left the Swiss team, Yannick Schwaller, with a lot of chances to put way more pressure on the skip from the Nutrien. If you were watching just at the beginning before he cut out, I might sound like I'm repeating myself a little bit, but this is a B qualifier game. The winner's going straight to the playoffs. The loser will drop down to the C event and continue play later today. I cut you off there, James. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was just saying that there's not really any other shot for the Schwaller rink here. Benoit Schwartz really looking at somewhere top 8, top 12, just to cut off that long run back, try to make it a little bit more difficult. Add another variable in there for McEwen's next shot.
Yeah, you give McEwen enough chances at the run back, you think they're going to make it eventually.
Lots of ice here.
Looks like that is the call.
Haven't seen the broom out this wide this game, I believe.
And here's the last rock for Benoit Schwartz of the Yannick Schwaller team. Up 2-0 in the second without the hammer. Swept by Michel and Lachat. And Michel's taken over inside sweeper pretty early on this one to try and get it to curl. It's going to block any lightweight hit coming around the intern side, to try and get rid of that red shot rock. But you think it's got to be the long red run back again, James, no?
That's what I was thinking originally. I think that's the easiest shot. There are a couple options with, if you want to get crazy on a yellow or angle run that number 8 rock that Schwartz just threw.
Looks like that might be what they're looking at now, is angle running that rock that Schwartz just threw, like you said. Appreciate everyone being understanding in the chat about the technical difficulties earlier. James and I, all we do is talk. We don't do much technical jargon. So we appreciate you sticking by us. We got 56 viewers on YouTube now watching Mike McEwen take on Yannick Schwaller in this B qualifier game. And this is a real deliberation for Mike McEwen here.
Yeah, Mike's really taking a good look at all of his options.
I think he does like that angle on the red there. Is this what your call would be, James?
I think so. The red run all the way back is got to be at least 5-6 feet farther than this shot. So, and it's not much different. You make this good, you get away with the 2 spot, you're right back in the game.
Well, and the margin for error is so much smaller when you're running back a rock that far.
Exactly.
A half inch off the nose is going to move a ton more back. But Mike McEwen settled on the angle run. And here he is throwing his last rock of the second end, down by 2 with the hammer.
Looks like he's throwing on the yellows, actually, through the outturn.
Extremely close. And he's got it enough for 2.
Great
wow.
shot.
Huge shot from Mike McEwen. He's going to tie this game up at 2 as we head to the third end here at the 2023 Nutrien Egg Solutions Western Showdown.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back inside the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. You're watching the World Curling Tour on curlingzone.com and the 2023 Nutrien Egg Solutions Western Showdown. We begin the third end here between Saskatchewan's Mike McEwen and Switzerland's Yannick Schwaller in a 2-2 tie. James, talk to me about the shot that tied it up for Mike McEwen.
Yeah, something that definitely caught me and Josh off guard. Mike McEwen decided to go with the soft weight out turn through the small port off his own yellow, and he almost made it. I don't think he could have gotten any closer to it without wrecking on another guard. But he almost made it for 3, kept 2 of his yellows in the forefoot, and kicked that red out just enough to score his 2, and he's right back in this game.
Yeah, we were talking about all that second end, that this McEwen team needed a bit of a shot to light a fire in them because they were looking a little bit slumpy this morning. Needed something to get them a bit momentum back, and that seems to be exactly what Mike McEwen did there. So maybe he's listening to the stream while he's out there. Once again, just because of the technical difficulties early in the first end, we're going to run through Meet the Teams. We're not 100% sure if you guys caught it in the first end, but for those of you who were a bit late and maybe didn't catch it, we'll run through it again. Throwing the Red Rocks out of Geneva, Switzerland, it's the Yannick Schwaller team. Their lead is Pablo Lachat. Their second is Sven Michel. Skipping the game and throwing third stones is Yannick Schwaller. And throwing fourths is Benoit Schwartz. They are currently ranked number 5 in the World Curling Tour rankings and are the number 1 ranked team in the country of Switzerland. On the other side, throwing the yellow rocks, it's the Mike McEwen rink. They curl out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. Their lead is Daniel Marsh. Their second is twin brother Kevin Marsh. Their third is Colton Flash. Their skip is Mike McEwen. They are currently ranked 14th in the World Curling Tour rankings, 6th in Canada, and they are the number 1 ranked team in the province of Saskatchewan. a mouthful to do that twice in one game, I'll tell you that much. But early in this third end, it's the Schwaller rink looking to sit 2, hitting this open yellow. This is Sven Michel. Been around the Swiss team in a couple different forms for a while. Formerly played third for Peter de Cruz. Took a step down for this Schwaller rink today as he's going to make this hit and roll. This year, rather, sorry. But has a lot of experience playing in high-level events with that de Cruz team. A lot of Grand Slams, World Championships, and a lot of time spent on the World Curling Tour. Next, see something soft weight for Kevin Marsh here.
Yeah, pretty tough to get any roll inside on this shot, but I think they're going to try and get as close as they can.
But the tougher you make the hit for the Schwaller team, as well as what you got to think about. This one's curling now. Pretty solid throw from Kevin. He's going to make it and stick right there. Maybe just a half-inch roll outside, and it'll force Schwaller to try and roll to the wing now, as I don't think Schwaller has any room to get in there either, obviously, with how high that yellow is now. I say that looking at the down the ice view, not the eagle eye view. This is LaShaw on the sweep early. Now looking for some curl here. They seem to be on the guard and tried to hit it as thick as they could. Maybe stick around for a corner, but they're not going to do that. Bit of a miss there, and it's going to leave Mike McEwen the opportunity to hit and roll lie 3 here in the third end. And this is something we haven't seen a lot so far in this game, is Mike McEwen putting the pressure on Yannick Schwaller. And we talked a bit about the momentum shift that that shot by McEwen in the second might create, and you might be seeing it here now.
I love the aggressiveness of what Mike's talking about here. Playing the run back on the red, try to get the shooter to roll under the corner. Really tough for Schwaller to get rid of 3 yellows before the end of this end.
The run back on the yellow, you mean?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yellow to red.
It's like either I'm blind or you're blind. One of us is. But here's Colton Flash, former Brier champion with the Kevin Cooey rink a number of years ago. Won a silver medal at that World Championships, which Sven Michel and Benoit Schwartz both were at as Team Switzerland at that World Championships. So a bit of familiarity between all these teams. Both these teams have been playing around on the World Curling Tour, Grand Slam Tour for years, and a bit of a miss there from Colton Flash. What happened there, James?
Just not 100% sure, actually, but it wasn't the outcome they were looking for, and it's kind of been a slow morning for Colton Flash, so hoping to see a bounce back in the second half of this game.
Yeah, and this will draw some attention from the rest of the Schwaller team, as they're going to get all 4 guys down on the far end to talk about this next shot.
Well, I think Schwaller has a great chance to knock out 2 yellows here and keep 2 reds in the rings, which is fantastic considering the circumstances he was facing before Colton Flash's shot.
You can just about nose this yellow at the top here. Tick your red over right into that other yellow, and maybe even might be even able to roll over to the outturn side wing a bit. No?
No, I think that's exactly what they're trying to do here, and this would definitely get the blank back into play, but would also have a potential deuce.
So here it is, the first from Yannick Schwaller, the skip of this team out of Geneva. Pretty close to nose, just a touch off. And he's going to make it exactly how he said. Not going to kill the yellow, actually, or will he? He will just barely kill the yellow.
Great
Rolled
shot.
directly buried under that yellow corner guard as well. That was a huge shot from Yannick Schwaller. Beautifully made. Teresa, this is Josh Usick alongside James Owens calling this for curlingzone.com. Appreciate your interest. We have over 100 people watching now. I'd like to say hello to Teresa, JD, Done Did Dirty, Dylan Flash, Gail in the chat. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for watching with us on this Saturday morning. Run back made by Colton Flash. Rolls the corner guard out of play as well. Or his shooter out of play, rather. Big shot, not only to kill a red there, but to also get rid of that guard there. We've seen a couple times so far this morning, Colton Flash making a miss on his first and then coming back and making up for it, or nearly making up for it on his second. But it still does leave the Schwaller team to sit 2 after Yannick's last in the third.
Yeah, tough spot here for the Swiss rink. There's, you got to get rid of this yellow eventually, but no matter what, you're usually going to leave a double for Mike McEwen.
That's true. It's a tough, not a lot of great spots to roll here where it doesn't leave a chance for a double. You're right about that. Looks like he'll be content to throw his intern here. Try and roll a little bit out to the wing. Just make that double as hard as possible, I guess. It's not going to be out of the question for sure, but... And here's Yannick Schwaller for his last rock here in the third end. Tied up at 2 with the hammer. Sven Michel on the curl now. Seem to be back and forth. That's usually a good sign. Trying to get the roll to the outside as much as they can. And they're not going to roll very much. And that's going to be a pretty natural double for Mike McEwen. He's going to take those all day. This is bread and butter, wouldn't you say, James?
Yeah, for Mike McEwen, 100%. I'm just thinking to myself, there is a little bit of risk with that yellow not quite biting on the back 12 for some jam, but I think Mike McEwen should be able to get out of this unscathed.
We'll see here. Mike McEwen, originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Curled many years out of Manitoba. Of course, last year famously skipped Ontario at the Brier for his first time in his career. And now playing out of the province of Saskatchewan. So made a couple moves last couple years in his career. Trying to find something that sticks. And he's throwing a double here with his first in the third end. Colton Flash is on it now. I'm going to make one go away. Can't get the second one to go. Hits it a bit too thick. And it will leave the Swiss team with a chance to sit 2 again. Mike McEwen only has 1 rock remaining now.
Yeah, the entire McEwen team's having some trouble with either where to put the broom down on some of those open hits where they've either curled too much or not curled enough. They can't seem to find the middle ground.
Yeah, generally that's a shot you expect Mike McEwen to be able to make in his sleep. And just curled up a little too much on him. Didn't get it to go. And now he's got himself in a little bit of trouble, and this is a lot better of a situation than Schwaller liked on his last one, where he's able to roll this hit definitely into a better spot where there might be a tougher double for Mike McEwen on his last.
Yeah, I think where this yellow is, they can roll all the way to full 12.
See it? This is the first shot from Benoit Schwartz. Pablo Lashaw on it early. Again, they're not going to roll as far as they want, but that's a really steep double for Mike McEwen. Now.
Wouldn't be too surprised to see the slash double here from McEwen based on those angles.
That's very true. The angle on the thin isn't as likable with that yellow catcher back there. And it looks like that's what Mike's going to see here. In turn, try and slash these across, get rid of two, and get off scot-free with a blank here. Mike McEwen would take it all day if he can get out of this end with a blank. They've been chasing since Colton Flash's miss.
I don't think Schwaller will be too upset about blank if they can get it this end either. They've had to make a few good ones.
Especially with the way it started, looking so good for McEwen. But this is Mike McEwen with his last in the third end. Tied at 2 without hammer. And he caught that one extremely thin. Only got rid of one red. And it's going to be an open draw. Put it in the paint for 2 for Benoit Schwartz. Bit of a shocker, Mike McEwen missing 2 opportunities at a double there, James, eh?
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have put money on Mike McEwen to miss 2 relatively basic doubles in the same end.
So Benoit Schwartz looking to answer with a deuce right back in the third. We've gone deuce, deuce, deuce. The opening 3 ends here in draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. It'll be Schwaller leading 4-2 when we return. Mike McEwen with the hammer.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Welcome back to the land of living skies, Swift Current, Saskatchewan, sorry. We are entering the fourth end of play here in draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. We're bringing you Mike McEwen versus Yannick Schwaller, and it's Schwaller leading 4-2 after our third deuce of the game. James, walk us through that end. What happened there?
You know, McEwen started out great getting ahead, and then, still having some back-end problems from Colton Flash and Mike McEwen. The Schwaller rink made a bunch of good ones to find their way back in that with a possible deuce. And McEwen just missing a couple key doubles there gave Schwaller rink the edge to get a deuce right back. So this game, lots of offense. Been a few key misses here that the scoreboard just keeps climbing.
And we've got a corner guard up for the Mike McEwen team. I believe they're looking to come right under it with a draw to the wing here. Might be sliding a bit early. The sweepers are off it right now. And this one's going to stop right around the tee line, I believe, almost fully buried. And Schwaller's going to try and make the freeze to it. And watch for Yannick Schwaller to try and put some more pressure on Mike McEwen. He's getting some misses out of the skip. And has got to want to try and break this one open, especially heading into the fourth end here. It'd be a great time to grab a steal. But even getting away with a blank in this end, Schwaller wouldn't be upset. This is Sven Michel's first rock of the third end here. Lashaw trying to move it over. He's going to bounce off and roll open. And you'd think Mike McEwen looking to the center two rocks there. Sees an opportunity. Maybe a chance to get rid of both reds here, or at least just pick off that top center guard and roll to a second corner. As we are past the 5 rock rule now, Mike McEwen can make some action on those guards. This is Kevin Marsh. Plays second for this Mike McEwen team and is also serving as the vice. And Marsh is not going to be happy with that one. Those reds are about as easy of a double as you can find now, but leaves that center guard up there. And it's Schwaller sitting 2 and throwing.
Some optimism from that shot is that he did end up grouping those reds away from the center line.
Sven Michaud will come down and offer his opinion on this shot. Nobody on this Swiss team afraid to voice their opinion.
Seems like they're trying to move these grouped reds around as to not leave an easy double for the McEwen rink.
Not a bad idea. You're able to jumble them around. Maybe push that top one, maybe not completely buried behind that center guard, but somewhere over there and roll the other two possibly around to that corner.
I think it's there. Definitely not the most conventional shot, but
it's a good eye from Sven Michel for sure, yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see them throw it. It's a very creative shot.
So he's going to take the out turn. Trying to hit this red, maybe half a rock. Maybe 3/4. Maybe got to hit it a little bit more.
Yeah, half a rock, 3/4.
We'll see here. Sven Michel
2/3,
throwing
if you
his
will.
second. For the team out of Geneva. It's on the way. Needs to curl. Almost there. And that's a pretty solid shot from Saint Michel.
It's not
Wasn't
bad. I
able
don't
to
think there's
catch
any
that
easy double
second
anymore.
red. That's true. Without jamming on that yellow, at least, in the wing there. For sure.
It's tough to see any doubles, actually.
Yeah.
So Mike McEwen and Kevin Marsh seem to have their work cut out for them again.
Yeah, looking to make a play on those reds in the wing. Probably can't get rid of two, but it's a little too much red Mike McEwen's seeing here. He's going to throw something back line. Try and push that second red back. Maybe just sit just a foot on top of that one that he'll make initial contact with. And here is Kevin Marsh. Long time curling out of the Nutrien in Saskatoon. And that's about as good as you can ask for from Kevin Marsh. Solid shot there. Maybe doesn't push that red as far back as they wanted to. It's definitely close as to whose third shot. I think it's yellow. James, you got any leanings here?
Hard to say. I'm not sure. Very close.
Either way, it looks like Schwaller wants to make a play on it. Take the guessing out of it. Coming up following the fourth end break, we're going to take you around the rings and update you on the scores from all 6 games going on here in Draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Multiple elimination games going on this morning.
Maybe this yellow on the far edge is third shot. Otherwise, I wouldn't really see the incentive to go after it, but it seems like Schwaller wants to get out there and cut back inside PC 8-foot, sit possibly 4.
I think I could see that. It was a little bit out in the wings. This is where you saw Colton Flash miss his hit coming the other way. And you're going to see the same thing here. Over curl and tick that yellow corner guard. And maybe a bit of a risk coming out that far for Yannick Schwaller, and he's going to end up kissing the guard. And Mike McEwen's got some options now for Colton
Still
Flash's
tough to
first.
get to that. Still tough to get to that red rock on the 4-foot. I don't know if he has. I think that port is just less than a rock between those 2 yellow center guards.
You can get through there for sure. It's definitely a challenge.
Looks like he wants to play a run. Take a look at the port.
So Colton Flash, they said they like normal weight. And we're going to see a big shot here from Colton Flash. Chance to change a lot of the complexity of this end. It's close now. Going to make contact with the target shot in the rings, but not good enough to kill it. It's going to jam on the back red. And I believe it leaves Yannick Schwaller sitting shot rock there now, no? Maybe second?
I think so. Hard to tell without the overhead, but I believe that he is sitting 2. Did that one hang out? Yeah. Schwaller sitting 2. They have a chance to come around the center if they want, but then Colton Flash would have another shot at that run back. It looks like they're trying to sit 3 under 2 yellows on that far intern side.
Yeah, so it looks like it is Schwaller sitting 2.
So Schwaller will get another shot at this hit and roll after he wrecked on the guard in his last one.
Yeah, you always like throw the same shot twice. Makes you want to make it on your second. Take some learning from your first. He's throwing more weight at this for sure. And Saint Michel's trying to curl it. He's going to hit it just about dead nose. Sit for 4th shot.
Looks like that yellow, red cues up pretty nicely for McEwen. Not sure if he'll be able to get his shooter in there for second shot, but definitely a chance to get rid of some reds here.
Seems like Mike might be seeing that exactly.
And of course, the outturn draw hasn't been thrown this end yet. The yellow center guard's begging for a rock to go underneath of it.
I think Mike's seeing that yellow-red that you pointed out just a second ago. You can hit it just a hair on the intern side there, and are able to spill that yellow that you're running shortly into the just under that corner guard. Sorry. Colton to come down and talk about it. The loser of this game is going to drop down to the C event and take on the winner of Marco Hosley and Rylan Collider. They are playing right now in a C event game. We'll update you on all the scores following the 4th end break. So this is the shot you agree with then, James? This
I think
short
so.
Yellow, red.
You kind of got to take a chance here, down 2. Try to squeeze that yellow in there, get rid of a couple reds. Probably leave Mike a couple run backs for his skip rocks, but I think it should lead to a result where you can get multiple points.
So it looks like that is the call. Hit it just a hair on the intern side. Spill that yellow underneath the corner for shot rock. And here we go. Colton Flash's final rock of the fourth end here, trailing by 2 with the hammer. This is Dan Marsh on it early. And he's going to hit it a little thinner than he wanted to. Catch the top red, miss the back one, lose his yellow in the rings alongside his shooter. And just another one by Colton Flash. He seems to be just a little off this morning. And he's not going to be happy with that result at all.
No, still a couple outs here for the McEwen rink. Of course, Schwaller and Benoit Schwartz are going to take a look at this out turn draw before McEwen can get there, try to beat them there.
So here is Benoit Schwartz throwing fourths for this team out of Geneva with his first in the fourth end. Looks close for sure. Coming by about a foot shy of that yellow center guard. And right to the top of the 4-foot. Beautiful shot by Benoit Schwartz.
A fantastic spot.
Yeah, definitely tough to come down and place that rock any better. So as much as you can ask from Benoit.
It seems like the only out McEwen can see is the straight run back.
Yeah, this is definitely the call. Trying to leave yourself open for at least a single here. Make this, you could see a miss out of Schwartz for the chance for the deuce.
For sure, I think if McEwen can make this one perfect, he's got a real good shot at getting 2 here.
Now here's Mike McEwen, his trademark rub of his right knee as he pushes out of the hack. Out-turn run back on his first here in the fourth end. Colton Flash is on this early. He's close. And he's made it just about perfect. Rolls a little bit open there. Probably about half to 3/4 open from the hack for Benoit, and he'll probably be content to try and kill this and get away here with a force.
I expect them to play this aggressive here, try to get a roll underneath.
So probably about a hack weight throw from Benoit Schwartz here. Try and get rid of that yellow, eliminate any chance for a deuce for Mike McEwen, and maybe even roll under the center guard there and force a real tough draw for the Saskatchewan-based team on their last rock. And here it is, Benoit Schwartz, his last in the fourth end. This is Pablo Lashaw really trying to curl this over as much as he can. It's starting to move now. Just going to sit right there. But that's put in a spot where I'm not sure if Mike McEwen can hit that on the nose and sit 4-shot rock.
That's what I was looking at as well.
It's very close.
Not easy to roll somewhere, and so he's looking at that other one on the entrance side. They hit and roll into the 8-foot.
McEwen's looking at the intern side now.
Well, he could even just come down and straight nose that open one. Looks like it might be edge on edge with the corner guard.
That's true. Looks like he's going to take the intern draw, though. Am I wrong on that, James?
I think that's right.
Coming out a little bit wide here. You got to be careful. This is where Yannick Schwaller missed his on an over curl.
I've seen a few rocks here over curl coming towards the center line, even back in the second end as well.
So here
Seems
it
like
is.
Mike's trying to take in as much information as he can from the front end.
And here it comes. Skip rocks from the skip from the Nutrien Curling Club in Saskatoon. Looking to make this draw against 3 red counters to take his single here in the 4th end. Sweepers like it. Line's looking good. And that's a solid throw from Mike McEwen. He'll take 1 here in the 4th end and trail 4-3 as we head to recess. 5th end coming up next at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown.
I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great.
Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
Sorry. Welcome back inside the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. You're watching Draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. 4-3 is the lead. Schwaller leads McEwen and retains the hammer is the Swiss team from Geneva. We're going to take you through a quick run around the rings in case you're not watching every game, of this Draw 13, although you can through Curling Zone's YouTube channel. It was Steve Laycock dropping a 4 spot in the 4th end against the Swiss team Michael Brunner. He leads 5-3 after 4. Moving over, Ryan Wiebe trails Nicholas Edin of Karlstad, Sweden, 4-1. That's also through 4 ends of play. Our feature sheet, of course, it's Yannick Schwaller making the force on Mike McEwen in the 4th, and they lead at 4-3 with the hammer after 4 ends of play. On sheet 4, it's Kevin Cooey and Corey Dropkin deadlocked at 2. They've hit 2 consecutive blanks heading into the 5th end here. It is Corey Dropkin out of Duluth, Minnesota with the hammer over there. On sheet 4, it is Ryland Kleider holding a 4-1 lead over Marco Hosley. Remember, the winner of that game will take on the loser of this game here in the C event coming up later today. And on sheet number 6, it is Karsten Sturme breaking through with a deuce in the 4th end. And they now lead Riko Yanigasawa of Sapporo, Japan, 3-1 after 4 ends of play over there. So all 6 games heading into the back half here. It's a little past 12:30 local time here in Swift Current. You're up for a great day of curling. We have 5 draws on tap, I believe, for you today. And every game can be watched on Curling Zone's YouTube channel. McEwen looks eager to put some pressure on Schwaller here in the 5th end now, really needing at least a force to keep himself in this game without falling out of it too much. Bit of a bounce on that freeze coming down from Kevin Marsh. And early in this end, things not shaping up quite the way McEwen would want them to. James, why don't you walk us through that 4th end, what happened back there?
Well, the setup for both teams at the beginning end was great, and then the McEwen rink, it's kind of been a reoccurring theme in this game. They just can't seem to hit the rock in the right place on those open guards, or even seems like open hits in the rings even. They just always seem to be off by that half inch or full inch, and that's where they kind of fell behind, and the Schwaller rink really took advantage of that and made the McEwen rink pay.
Yeah, it was a intern draw against 3. Mike McEwen faced on his last. He made it. And now as we enter the 5th end here, it's Switzerland sitting 3 again. The Swiss team, Yannick Schwaller, won directly on the pin. And this is Kevin Marsh's last rock in this end coming up. You can see a lot of fans watching this one behind the glass. Of course, McEwen, the favorite to win the Saskatchewan Tankard this year and head to the Brier wearing the green and white. Got a lot of fans coming around here. Of course, there's probably a lot of fans watching Steve Laycock as well. His team curls out of this Swift Current Curling Club here at the Innovation Credit Union iPlex. And there is a lot of junk in front of that center line and a lot of reds buried behind it. Was he trying to get in there for a second shot there, James? Just came up a bit light.
Yeah, not 100% sure. It was weird the way the rock came in there, but I think they were definitely trying to move some rocks around and try to give themselves some better angles to work with later in the end.
So when you're sitting this many, this early in an end, the question really is, where do we keep putting rocks where they can't just kill them all in one shot, right? And that seems to be the discussion here from the Swiss team out of Geneva. Benoit Swartz, Sven Michel, Yannick Schwaller all in the rings discussing this. And here comes the final member of the Swiss team, Pablo Lechat.
Oh, it's nice to be sitting 3, but then you don't want to lose sitting 3. You got to put this one in a great spot. I think putting this red rock in the top 4 makes it extremely tough for McEwen to get in there. Can't really shrink the scoring area anymore over those 3 reds that would already be in there. McEwen also doesn't have any great angles to running anything in right now.
No, there's 3 yellow guards out in front. None of them really running very nicely. You can maybe make a triple peel, but you know you're in trouble when you're peeling your own guards there. Sven Michel going to come around with the outturn draw here. Not bad. That last yellow in the 12-foot there is just a little bit off-center to the outturn side, so maybe seeing a bit more cover over there. This is Lashaw and Swartz on the sweep.
Pounding this one.
It looks like it's definitely not going to get there.
And not a terrible outcome.
No, there's a lot of junk up front there, and they're mostly covering reds. So Mike McEwen's got a decision to make here. He's going to try and touch this red that was just thrown by Sven Michel, I believe.
I think he's got to really try to move a lot of granite with this one, and nobody better than Colton Flash to be in the hack.
And he's going to make some rocks move here for sure. Here's Colton Flash, the former skip of this rink. This one's got a curl. He'll make some rock move, but leave that yellow wide open. And Yannick Schwaller will be content to hit and roll right under those almost triple centers with that red in the top 12 now. But double center guards, there's 2 yellow center guards up there.
Not much more Colton could have done on that shot. He wasn't left with looking at a lot of rocks, and not a lot of great angles. So it's not a terrible outcome for what he was faced with.
No, they definitely got some cleanup still to do, though. So here's Yannick Schwaller. He calls the game for this team out of Geneva. Throwing his first rock of the 5th end here, leading by 1. Gonna make the hit, but not the roll.
Chance for the McEwen rink to get in there. Good shot, rock.
Yeah, there's an opening here. And if you're this McEwen team, you've got to seize it without a doubt.
Likely to see some backhouse weight here just to knock those 2 red back. Maybe if you can create a pocket for yourself would be perfect. Sit right above the button there.
Yeah, this is a big opening for this McEwen team, especially with those guards out in front. Really need, with the way this game's going, to generate at least a force here, if not a steal. A deuce here really puts the rest of this game as we enter the back half in Yannick Schwaller's hand.
I think Team McEwen's due for a steal. Their steal efficiency at 33%.
Colton's close on this. Isn't going to be able to bump that red back far enough, but sits there for second shot, I believe. It's definitely close for second, at least. Second or third, it's still a good outcome from Colton there on that shot.
Great spot. You know, the Swiss don't want to touch that yellow very much. It would leave McEwen shot rock.
Yeah, it's a dangerous spot to put that.
Could play the slash. Well, they are going to play it. Slash red to yellow. Kick everything out of there. Could also keep the shooters sticking around in the rings here. Keep the pressure on.
So here's the final rock of the 5th end from Yannick Schwaller. Wow.
Great shot.
That was surgical. That's what they say in the business. And it's going to leave Mike McEwen Possibly a hit and roll underneath those centers there. Not sure if I'll take it on.
I think he's got to take on both these reds. I know it's pretty juicy to just get in there with the draw, but you don't want to be down any more than you are right now. So try to get the reds out of the rings, keep the scoring down, and try to leave one bite on the button.
And that looks like the call from Mike McEwen. Out turn, hit and roll, try and get around those center guards in the middle there. McEwen may be seeing something in the ice he doesn't like there. Get it out of the way and get it out of your mind as you let go of this rock for sure. Kevin Marsh in the house, Colton Flash, Dan Marsh on the sweep. Mike McEwen's about to throw his first rock of the fifth end, down by 1. And over on sheet 1, it was a 3-spot right back for Michael Brunner. And he takes a 6-5 lead after 5 there over the hometown team from Swift Current, Steve Laycock.
It'd be great to see Mike make this one. He's had a couple tough ones. It'd be nice to see him get his mojo back.
I mean, definitely a confidence booster if he can put this one in a perfect spot here. Get rid of a couple reds and get buried. Colton Flash on this early. Hits it a little too thin, rolls wide open over to the intern side of the sheet. And
little miscommunication there on the sweep.
Yeah, it looked like Dan Marsh stayed on it a little too long to curl when Mike wanted them to switch back. And it's sort of just been the day it's been for Mike McEwen. He's been sticking around here, but this end looks like it might be a dagger in the heart if Benoit Schwartz can bury this where he wants to. But the Swiss team only sitting 1 right now.
Yeah, they still have to make a good one here. Otherwise, Mike could come around. He's got 3 center guards to work there with, and could still be a steal for him.
Especially if you come too deep on this, it's a given freeze for Mike McEwen, and that not only cuts the scoring area down, but it makes it a really tough shot for 2 for Benoit on his last. But here's Benoit's first. Sweeper's on it early. Line looks close. Fearful of bringing this too deep. That's a pretty good shot from Benoit.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No, even if Mike comes on top and freezes that, he's still going to have a chance to get full 4 will get him 2 points. And even with the freeze here, Benoit will be comfortable with drawing around the intern side if he needs to.
Yeah, Mike's looking at the back lid draw. Pretty aggressive, but I think you got to take some risks as they're playing this very highly ranked Swiss team.
Yeah, for sure. It's like we said at the start of it, it's a big end here for McEwen. A deuce really hurts their chances of coming out of here with the W. Definitely some discussion about
pointing
this.
out the highlight reel, yellow to red, the angle run there. Would be a nice looking shot, but I think it would still leave the exact same draw that Benoit Schwartz just threw.
I think the outturn draw. Oh, Mike seems to like the intern, never mind. Pardon me. Either way here, you're going to leave Benoit shot for 2. They do
Looks
go
like
with
they
the
elected
outturn.
to 4.
Are they trying to just freeze this one, James, or did they notion to come around
No,
back
I think
4?
this is just freeze on top of the red in the top 4.
All right, we'll
Still
see
lots
it
of
here.
curling left to go. If this was the 7th end, I think you'd see a different shot, but in the 5th end, you can still continue to play conservatively. Cut off that draw path a little bit more and hopefully get a miss from Benoit on his next.
Still a bit of discussion as Mike McEwen stands in the hack now, and he'll make his way back down the sheet again.
In the intern.
You always get a little nervous when there's this much deliberation over a shot like this. You wonder where his confidence levels are at. Up to 170 viewers on youtube.com/user/curlingzone to watch this draw 13 matchup between McEwen and Schwaller. McEwen's final rock in the 5th end is coming up here.
Not sure if he changed the call there or not to go to the back lid here, but either way, trying to cut down the scoring area.
100%. Here's Mike McEwen, skip of this team out of the Nutrien in Saskatoon, with his last rock in the 5th end, down by 1 without the hammer.
Sweeper seems to like the weight.
Coming in now. Looks like it is going to come around the top red. And sit back there for second shot. Just barely full 4. And it's going to let Benoit Schwartz just follow it right down. And that's what he will do. Not that there's a lot here for 3, but definitely not a time to take a risk here. Take your deuce. This Schwaller team will take up 3 after 5 any day of the week.
Looks like he'll also elect to change the curl.
Yeah, Benoit will throw the outturn here, the same path he threw his last on. Needs full 4 for his 2 points. Looks like it might be sliding a little bit. Kevin Marsh, sorry, creeping into the rings to try and sweep this one back. And he will take it back. It'll be a single from Yannick Schwaller here in the 5th end. They'll lead it 5-3. McEwen will take the hammer back when we return at the Western Showdown in Swift Current.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like. Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good, and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome back inside the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. You're watching the World Curling Tour on curlingzone.com. It is currently Draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown 2023. And Yannick Schwaller is leading Mike McEwen of Saskatoon 5-3 as we enter the sixth end. McEwen has the hammer. James, walk us through that fifth end. What happened a bit there?
Schwaller was in control the entire end. It looked like they could do no wrong. They were sitting 3 for the majority of it. McEwen had not a lot to look at on his skip rocks, but made a decent attempt to shorten to make the scoring zone a little bit shorter on his final rock. And Schwaller had the open draw for 2. Just needed full 4, and he just fell back deep. So a huge break for the McEwen rink. And down 2 in the sixth end, they're right back in this game.
Yeah, deuce here goes a long way for Mike McEwen. They'll be going hard for it. The playbook says deuce force deuce for Mike McEwen. That gets you the win. And the Yannick Schwaller's team has got to be a little bit hungry now, seeing how the big opportunity they had last end and not able to pull it off for even a deuce. They got forced and we're right back in this 2-point lead that they were probably hoping to extend a bit. As Sven Michel, let's go with his first in the sixth end, sorry. Taking another quick look around the rings. It was Ryan Weeb scoring a deuce in the fifth. He brings his game with Nicholas Adine a little bit closer. It's 4-3. Nicholas Adine has the hammer in the sixth. Kevin Cooey stole a point in the fifth. He leads at 3-2 in the sixth. Corey Dropkin has the hammer. Rylan Kleider still leads Marco Hosley of Switzerland 4-2 after 5. Kleider has the hammer in sixth. And on sheet number 6, it is Carsten Sturmey and Riku Yanigasawa deadlocked at 3. Carsten Sturmey of Edmonton, Alberta has the hammer over there.
Schwaller's still in control here in this end. Got one in the forefoot and a center guard. Looks like they're going to try to put another one on that line as well.
But not a bad setup for McEwen either. Got the double corners and a draw behind that one on the intern side. Sven Michel's last here, the sixth end coming up. It's Pablo Lashaw on the sweep.
We've seen a lot of that sort of mixed doubles strategy type of sweeping from the Swiss team today, where they won't really let Benoit on the sweep, but the front end sweeper will switch between sweep for line and for curl.
Well, I think it also might just be a bit of a point to the trust they have in Lashaw's sweeping. Being such a big man. Some of those Swiss mountain men genes in there for sure. This is Kevin Marsh in the hack now. About to let go of his last. Gonna try and make at least one red move, maybe two, and roll behind that opposite corner guard here. Colton Flash on the sweep early. He's close here. Close to the guard too. Gonna get by that one. Move two reds. Not gonna roll all the way over to the corner, but gonna get rid of one red, move the other a little more open. But it will leave that yellow shooter that was just thrown accessible to Yannick Schwaller, and it looked like he'll be content to hit it.
Did I see the broom call for the round the horn double? Maybe not if they're taking the outer in here.
I'm not I don't think so. I think possibly it was just the roll either under the center or the roll all the way over to the one buried over on the corner.
Okay, that makes more
I
sense.
guess we'll see. I think James is getting a little excited. And they're not going to hit enough of it to roll much at all. Maybe hit too much of it, rather. And Mike McEwen's got some options. Sees a decent chunk of that red on the intern side there, and I think Mike McEwen likes the hit and roll on the one on the intern side, maybe under that corner guard, alongside his other buried rock there.
Yeah, I think the guys at the other end were looking at the out turn, but they can't see the angles that Mike has, and I think that red would just jam right under that center guard and leave him in some trouble.
It was a deuce for Nicholas Edin on sheet 2. He regains his 3-point lead over Ryan Weeb of Winnipeg. And Ryan Weeb will have hammer down 3 in the 7th. That is, of course, a B event game. The winner of that one will advance straight to the playoffs. Here's Colton Flash's first shot. This is his first shot of the 6th end. Rocks on the screen are a little bit ahead of us right now. Colton's going to make the hit and stick right there. So it'll be Schwaller sitting the 1, but McEwen sitting 2-3, I believe.
Yeah, lots of deliberation from the McEwen rank up and down the sheet, and I think the final decision was to go underneath of the center, and they kind of just got caught in between again and sat open. I feel like the Swiss rank won't hesitate to hit one of the McEwen rocks here, seeing as they're up 2 in the 6th end.
That seems to be the call here. Hit the open one, little roll inside. You can probably stay in the rings.
Yeah, if you get that little roll underneath the center, you could definitely stay in 12-foot.
So last rock of the end for Yannick Schwaller, the skip of this team out of Geneva. And here it comes from the Swiss skip. Trying to make a hit here and a little bit of a flop inside to stay in the rings. Got a curl here. He's gonna stick it right there, and I believe that red is just barely holding on to the edge of the 12-foot. But McEwen will stay content to hit this red shot rock now and can probably even roll behind the corner guard again.
A great chance here for McEwen to lie to.
Just coming in on sheet 1, it was a steal of 3 from Michael Brunner in a high-scoring game over there. It's now Michael Brunner leading Steve Laycock of Swift Current 9-5, heading into the 7th end over there. That is also a B event game. So here's Colton Flash's final rock of the 6th end. Dan Marsh on the sweep early. Gotta go hard to get by that guard. They will. And stick the shooter right around the nose of that red they were hitting.
Great sweep to just get by that center guard.
Yeah, it was a great sweep, but again, just a bit of a half shot there. Wanted to roll underneath the corners and was really a must to try and generate something big here for McEwen with how many guards are stuck up there in front.
Well, I still don't think that's a terrible outcome. You know, it kind of cuts off that draw path that Schwartz might have been looking at to beat McEwen there, but there's not a lot for Schwartz to throw at now.
I can't see quite how much Benoit Schwartz has of that yellow that was just thrown. Oh, and it's not a lot.
Not enough for the double.
He's got maybe a thin sliver from the hack there. And it's going to be the run back for Benoit. First shot of this type that Benoit's thrown today. He's been throwing a lot of draws. So we'll see if he can come down and make this one his first of the 6th end coming up shortly. Here it is. LaShaw on the sweep early. And he's going to miss it inside and shove it right in between those 2 yellow counters. And here's the opening for McEwen. That's one you're upset about for sure.
Chip off his own yellow, push his other one back behind, and stick behind that red one, just biting the 12-foot.
It's a type of shot that McEwen's thrown a lot today. Hasn't had the utmost success with it. There is also the chance.
Split on those?
The split on the yellow corner over there. Chance to sit 4 possibly.
Nice change of pace for the McEwen rink to be sitting 2 on skip rocks here.
Yeah, you got an opening here, and you definitely want to, if there's a chance for 2, you take it. If there's more than 2, you're salivating here. It was a bit of a miss from Benoit on the last end to keep McEwen in this 2-point game. And now that they have Hammer back in an even end, they'll be looking to score as many as they can here. Over on sheet 5, it was a deuce from Ryland Kleider out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He takes a 6-2 lead over Switzerland's Marco Hosley as they enter play in the 7th end. Hosley with the hammer over there. That is a C event game. And the winner of that one will play the loser of this one, our feature game, later on tonight.
Yeah, McEwen's looking at moving his own yellows around so he doesn't leave a double. The deuce is definitely in play for him, but I think he's trying to keep that 3 alive.
Yeah, and that yellow double right now is pretty natural. I think that Benoit would have no problem taking it on. Mike's going to try and split this yellow in the open here underneath the red center guard there, pseudo center guard I might say, and roll his shooter underneath that corner alongside that second shot counter. So here's Mike McEwen with his first in the 6th end, trailing by 2. Trying to make a delicate split to get both of these shots under cover. And it's looking like they're not going to make the split, so they're calling an audible here, trying to make it the other way and get that shot as far behind cover as they can. There's probably still a double there for Benoit Schwartz to get out of this with only giving up a deuce. And it looks like the call.
Yeah, not ideal for McEwen, but still not the worst outcome in the world. He should still be able to come out of this with 2 points.
No, you're sitting 3. You force Benoit to throw a double here just to hold you to 2. And like I said at the start of this end, the playbook says as long as you get a deuce here, the game's still in your hands. You have a chance to force in the next end and then get your deuce for the win in the 8th coming home. So here's Benoit Schwartz with his last in the 6th end, trying to make a double to hold McEwen to a deuce, and he's got it, just barely. That was a little close for Benoit's liking, I think.
Dangerously close. Any fraction of an inch thinner, and he's going right underneath that one. It's a 3 for McEwen.
And it might be a 3 anyway. Mike might be looking at the split again.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think you need to get this aggressive. You know, pride after the 6th end isn't horrible, but you know, down 1 going into 7 is not great. But if Mike thinks he can do it, and if he can make it for 3, it's fantastic for him.
You're always wanting to skip to throw the shot that he's confident in. And Mike was looking at this one on his first, so you know he's liking it. And that seems to be the call. It could be a game changer here if Mike can drop this one. Chance to split for 3. And take the lead for the first time in this game.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of momentum this game, so this would be a huge swing for him.
Absolutely. Here's Mike McEwen, the skip from the team out of Saskatoon, trying to make the delicate split for a big score of 3 to take the lead back here, entering the 7th end. Lets it go. They like the weight out of his hand.
Haven't seen a lot of rocks out here.
Mine needs to curl a little bit to be able to roll it into the rings. He's got one in the rings and just can't get that second shot rock in the rings. His shooter hits it a little too thick. He'll get his deuce and we'll tie it up 5-5 when we return for the 7th end here at the Western Showdown.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
And welcome back inside the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current. 7th end now on tap for you through curlingzone.com. Mike McEwen had a shot for 3 in the 6th end there. Just barely missed it. James, walk us through that end. What happened a bit?
It was a great back and forth the whole way. Both teams had great setups. McEwen had a couple corners. Schwaller had the center guard and a couple buried. And out of nowhere, the McEwen team got lucky on a Benoit Schwartz missed run back, just put him right through the uprights. And McEwen was able to capitalize, went for the split for 3, but still comes away with a deuce, and he's right back in this game.
Yeah, so the game is firmly in Mike McEwen's hands here. A force here gets him the hammer coming home, and if he's able to put up a deuce like he has twice so far in this game, he'll be able to take it home and a berth into the playoffs. And over the 5th-ranked team in the world, Yannick Schwaller, that would be a huge victory for this team. This is Pablo Lashaw with his 2nd shot of the 7th end. Swiss team here with hammer. He's going to knock this yellow, unfreeze it, leave it sitting alone there on the button. That was a good shot by Pablo. That was a pretty...
not the easiest call here for McEwen either. At the other end, you love to steal, but you don't want to steal in the 7th end. If you can steal multiple, it's okay, and it seems like that's what Mike's lining up, but steal a 1 is not what you want here.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation early in this end, as Kevin Marsh settles in the hack for his first. And here is Kevin Marsh, him and his brother, longtime members at the Nutrien Curling Club in Saskatoon. Formerly played on a version of this team that was skipped by Colton Flash. Played for the Kirk Myers rink for a while, and now with this Mike McEwen team. Hits the open red, rolls a little bit to the center, and it'll leave a pretty solid double for Sven Michel here to sit 2. If you're Schwaller here, you want to get rid of as much as you can. Leave this end open for the blank. That's probably best case scenario. Double is called, and double is almost made. Makes contact with both of them. Can't get that second yellow out of the rings. Hit that target rock a bit too thick there. And it was Lashaw trying to curl it over, sorry.
That yellow rock hanging on there could be huge as we get down to skip rocks. So that could be the difference between the blank and the force.
And McEwen will look content to hit this. I believe it's McEwen sitting second, the way that Mike is pointing at that yellow on the wing there. So it's a hit and roll behind that center guard. And it looks like it was handshakes over on sheet 2 between Ryan Wiebe and Nicholas Edin. Indeed, it was a steal of 2 for Nicholas Edin. He takes an 8-3 decision over Ryan Wiebe out of Winnipeg. The Wiebe team will drop to the C event later today. Nicholas Edin has booked his ticket to the playoffs with a 3-1 record. This one's getting tight to the guard. Kevin is up and he's made it past the guard. And he's made the hit. That red's going to stick around in the back 12.
Great sweep by Colton Flash and Dan Marsh on that one.
Yeah, that was about as close as you can get, but those sweepers held it up. As much as you can ask for. Yannick seems to be seeing that they can get to this yellow and at least push it out a shot rock, maybe. If not, kill it completely. So maybe about hack weight here from Sven Michel, trying to get this yellow off the forefoot.
Yeah, that center guard's real high, and I think they have a really good chance at sitting right behind that center guard and still being able to kill this yellow. Maybe not all the way out because there are those reds in the back rings, but possibly sit 2 if they can get a little lucky here.
Sven seems to have some issues with the ice in front of him. But he'll settle in now and release this rock.
So I think red is shot, but I believe that yellow on the intern side in the 12-foot is second. McEwen's looking great for the force here in this end. McEwen looks like he'll play the easy conservative shot, nice little hit and roll on that red just behind the center guard. Colton Flash's first rock. Twins Kevin and Dan on the sweep. Come down to it. They'll get a little roll to the inside, but not quite enough to get fully buried. I don't think even edge on edge, so Schwaller will have another chance to get rid of this rock and try and get behind that center. Never mind, it looks like Benwell wants to call the hit roll into the open. Possibly a better chance of not getting forced here by putting one of your own rocks behind the center guard. Double with a shock, sweeping for line. Make contact with the yellow. It'll jam in the back, but a great result. Just about frozen with that one on the edge of the 12 there. Looks like red is sitting 1 right on top of the yellow McEwen rock. So battle for McEwen here now. Still wants to keep that force on, but it's tough to get rid of that red, still keep that yellow around. Really got to get rid of that shot rock. I think you can go. I like that call. Just a nice hit and roll. Even if you kill your own yellow, hit the red, roll behind the center. Even if you back house, probably either forces Schwaller to throw the draw, or he'd have to peel the center guard. Either way, looking pretty okay for McEwen to get the force here. Sorry, Josh just having some technical difficulties with his mic right now. So lots of deliberation here from the McEwen rank. Golden Flash coming down. He was the skip of his team last year with Dan and Kevin as his front end. But Mike and Colton looking at all their options here, trying to figure out the best way to put on the force. Colton's still looking at that hit and roll off the red on the intern side and roll the center. And it looks like they've decided on the draw. So draw to just bite the top 8, the outturn side. It'll be interesting to see what Schwaller wants to play in his next one if this draw is placed perfectly. We'll probably have the option between the draw or the double peel. Here comes Colton Flash. Brothers Dan and Kevin on the sweep. They're on it early. Just wanted to put this one biting the top 8 so it's shot. Really got to go for line here if they want to get by that guard. And they'll just rub and spill away. So a couple options here for Schwaller, but it looks like they'll elect to play the draw. This many rocks in the rings. Seems like they're going to have to go after a deuce here.
All right, apologies for the technical difficulties. Am I back, James?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So catch me up here a bit. What are we looking at now?
Well, there's 4 rocks in the rings, and Colton Flash just rubbed on a guard when he's trying to draw to the top 8 to be shot. Well, with the jumble of the rocks in the rings now, Schwaller has to go for the deuce so they can avoid being forced. So Schwaller just trying to come around the center guards, put this one top 4, really gain control of the rings.
All right. It was a deuce and 7 from Corey Dropkin to take a 4-3 lead over Kevin Cooey, heading home in the 8th. Cooey will have the hammer over there. Mike McEwen
from Yannick there.
Just looking to freeze on top here, James.
I think they're playing the tap back. Try to leave some
Tap back.
backing there so that maybe they can still, I shouldn't say come away with a steal, but it looks like they're just playing to tap this one back based on where they have room for the ice.
All right. Mike McEwen about to throw his first of the 7th end. And here's a shot from McEwen. Marsh and Flash on the sweep early. Line's really good. He's going to push this one all the way back into the 8-foot. Half in the 8, half in the 12th, rather.
Shot rock McEwen. So other than that rub draw from Colton Flash, the entire team seems to have really turned it around in this end.
Yeah, this is a big end for the team. They've had a bit of an on and off game so far, but a big end here can go a long way to determining who's going to win this game. And it's not even really a score that McEwen needs. A force here is an excellent outcome for this team out of Saskatoon.
Yeah, Schwaller really in control here in the 7th end. If they're faced with a potential Mike McEwen steal of 1 and they don't see a way for them to get 2, I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw it away.
That's very true. It's an age-old question now with the 5-rock rule, no tick rule, especially in these WCT events. Would you rather be down 1 with the hammer or up 1 without? And I think the consensus generally is down 1 with.
Yeah, with the 5-rock rule, it's not too hard to get your single.
It was an error on the score line from Sheet A, Laycock and Brunner. It was actually a 3 in the 6th for Steve Laycock, and followed up by a single in the 7th from Michael Brunner. Laycock leads at 8-7, coming home in the 8th with the hammer. That is also a B qualifier game. This is Benoit Schwartz trying to come around everything for shot rock here. And he's going to get there. That was about as close to rubbing on that yellow, just biting the top 4 as you could ever come.
Tough call from McEwen here.
The good news, like we said, is McEwen doesn't need to steal here.
No, but if you're looking at the soft weight come around center guard, yellow, red. I was about to say, if McEwen freezes to that red, I think that's where you have to get it. Duplicate that shot, but on the other side of the sheet. If you just follow him down and freeze on top, Benoit plays it the other way, he gets his deuce. And it's tough to come back down 2 in the 8th.
Either way, it's going to be a tough shot for Benoit's 2. And we saw him miss one back in the 5th end. It was a draw for 2, which slid a little deep. Ended up being a force for McEwen. That's what really turned the tide in this game.
Looks like just the tap back.
Gotta throw a little less weight. You don't want to push this red all the way back to the 12-foot like you did in the last one, and it's a little bit higher in the rings, this yellow that you're trying to tap up now.
No, it's an interesting call because you still want to keep that red has shot rock, I think, so they're just trying to push it back to the back lid. Very precise shot here coming up from Mike McEwen.
So here he is, Mike McEwen, with his last rock in the 7th end. Tied up at 5, and the McEwen rink does not have hammer. Trying to tap this yellow up to sit a little bit closer to that red. Maybe tap the red shot rock back a touch. Shrink down the scoring area a bit. Colton Flash has got to curl this. You're going to nick this in. Shrink down the scoring area quite a bit. And
a really good shot.
Block that in-turn draw.
Is the slash double, possibly triple there for a handful?
That's my question, is did he leave something for Benoit's last, excuse me.
Not sure if they'll even take a look at that, but it's tough to get in there for 2 if you wanted just to throw the draw. I don't think it's there.
I don't know if it's even a question. I think I think the call here was maybe the draw and try to rub off that top yellow that was just promoted. But that's an
top 4 foot.
Extremely tough shot for your deuce. That's going to be the call here from Benoit.
I personally would have liked to see them throw the slash double here. I feel like that's a for sure 2, and it's not. It doesn't seem like that too high difficulty for a guy like Benoit Schwartz.
But, I mean, you miss it by a couple inches, and it's a steal or 2.
True.
Benoit believes in this shot. He's going to let it go. His last in the 7th end, tied at 5 with the hammer for this team out of Geneva, Switzerland, and it's Pablo Lachat on the curl early. He's going to jam on that yellow in the top 8, and it'll be a single from the team from Switzerland. 6-5, Yannick Schwaller will lead Mike McEwen. Coming home in the 8th, it's the team from Saskatoon with the hammer at the Western Showdown in Swift Current.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes, and you have to build your team, and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Welcome back to Draw 13 of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown here at the Innovation Credit Union iPlex in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's a 6-5 lead that Yannick Schwaller of Geneva, Switzerland holds over Saskatoon's McEwen, coming home here in the 8th end. It was a force very well pulled off by the McEwen rink in the 7th that gave them this opportunity, and in a game where they've been chasing the majority of it, a deuce wins them the game here. James, why don't you talk to us a little bit about that 7th end?
Yeah, it was an interesting end. Nobody wants to come away with just a single point, no matter who it is. So both teams were playing extremely precise to try to get the other one to score. McEwen having the hard shot on his last to push Schwaller to be shot to kind of force, but still force him to a very hard shot for 2. Ended up doing just that. I thought Schwaller might have had a slash double, possibly triple, that would have put him probably in for the win, but decided to go for the hard in-turn draw, chisel off one of the McEwen rocks for 2. Ended up being a little bit off the mark and getting forced. So McEwen right back in this after having a tough game, having a great 7th end with all the momentum now, I think, to really try and put this one away.
Yeah, big opportunity for McEwen here. Side note, on sheet 5, it was handshakes between Ryland Kleider and Marco Hosley of Switzerland. It was an 8-2 final after a steal of 2 in the 7th from Ryland Kleider. That will send Ryland Kleider into a C qualifier later today. We'll keep you updated as the rest of the games finish up on the ice today here in Draw 13. As we've been all day, I'm Josh Usick alongside James Owens, calling this game for you through curlingzone.com. As we enter second rocks, this is Kevin Marsh. Trying to stay on top of this red here in the wing, James?
I think so. If they could freeze to that, it'd be almost just as good as be under a guard. Great
solid shot from Kevin. It was a steal in the 8th from Michael Brunner against Steve Laycock to send that game to an extra. That game has been an absolute track race. They're tied up at 8 going into an extra end on sheet 1. And Sven Michel would like to talk about this one before he lets go of it.
Yeah, I think he should be able to get under that corner guard and be able to kill that yellow straight through the rings. It's high enough where his shooter should be able to get under that with enough weight and still kill it. Sort of in the same spot all game, we've seen rocks take off as well, so that could help them even more on this shot.
It's true. We are up to 231 viewers on Curling Zone's YouTube channel. If you're coming from other games, watching the ending of this one, thanks for joining us. We've had a very back and forth game here. Mike McEwen's trailed the whole way, but had a chance to pull off the win in the 8th coming home here.
Another shot they're looking at is the double. You could almost just nose that yellow on the tee line.
Maybe a touch inside the nose. And
yeah,
probably gets rid of
both
2,
yellows.
yeah.
Lose your back red, but doesn't really matter too much being up 1 in the 8th end here. Huge end for the Swiss team. They got 3 members of the team down at the house trying to figure out their own 4th rock at the end. a shot just a little late to the action there.
So
it looks like they're
come to
going
a
with the soft
decision.
weight.
Yeah.
Soft weight out turn, try to kill that yellow. Maybe just move some rocks around.
So here's Sven Michel with his second and final of the 8th end here. He's going to jam it right on that right on that third shot, red, sorry. But it will leave the Schwaller team sitting 2. McEwen with the decision to make. You can make that hit and roll right behind the corner, and those yellows are starting to pile up behind that corner guard there. If especially if Kevin Marsh can make this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when McEwen wants to start attacking that one in the forefoot. You know, he'll eventually have to go after it if he wants to win this game.
It's an interesting point. Kills.
He's taking a look at that one in the forefoot now.
And we've got Yannick trying to stay loose in the upper right-hand corner there. Don't know what those exercises are called, but
I think those are the hippity hops.
Hippity hops. Trying to keep us entertained while Mike deliberates on his 4th rock of the end.
Looks like they're calling for the backline weight here.
Interesting call going after the one in the top 4 at this point in the end. Kevin with his last in the 8th. And Colton Flash is on this one early. Curling it now. He's got a good chunk of it and is going to push it all the way through the rings. Leaves McEwen sitting 1st, 3rd, and 4th now. 1 load red in the rings. As Yannick Schwaller heads down for his first of the 8. Just a hit and roll under center here. Hey, James?
Yeah, McEwen got a little unlucky. They rolled away just a little bit too much, and it makes this hit and roll right back under center a little bit easier. And they might be able to get perfectly under on this shot from Yannick here.
So here's Yannick Schwaller, the skip of this team out of Geneva, throwing the 3rd stones.
Hard for long.
He's going to have it and peeks out just a touch on the intern side. Pretty solid shot from the skip.
Mike seems to thinks he has enough to get that double.
I think you might just have enough.
Don't need a lot of it. It's pretty thin if you want to keep those yellows around, but I think you're going to have that biter on the back 12 regardless.
Well, you almost have to nudge that 2nd rock completely sideways to get rid of it without jamming, I believe, too. There's your overhead view. Not a lot of tolerance to hit anywhere on the top without jamming on that 3rd shot yellow. But huge chance for Mike to sit 3 here. That'll go a long way towards getting his deuce and the victory here. Coming home in the 8th.
Got the right guy throwing it. Colton Flash known for his great hitting game.
Yeah, he's a Saskatchewan curler if you've ever seen one. And here it is. Colton Flash's first here in the 8th end. his team is down by 1 with the hammer.
He's going after it with a soft weight.
And they're on it now. It's really starting to curl now. Just gets by the guard and rolls on top of that red.
I believe red is shot rock.
Looks like it, and not a great spot for that yellow. It's anywhere touching that yellow with weight, that red's going straight back onto that third shot yellow and not going anywhere. Maybe pulled the string on that one, James, just a little bit lighter than Mike expected.
Yeah, I was thinking they could have thrown a little bit more weight at that, but they were trying to play it really delicately, and that side of the ice has fooled both teams a lot all game.
Maybe only had a thin quarter of it from the hack. But here's Yannick Schwaller just to draw behind the center guard now. This will be Yannick's final rock of the 8th end. And here it comes, Yannick Schwaller. Trying to come right around that center guard and sit 2. Needs to curl up a bit more now. And is going to sit for third shot, I believe, there.
Yeah, didn't
a little
get a lot
bit
of
light.
finish there.
It looked like it slowed down a lot as it come down. Definitely not what...
Getting into the 8th end here, that slide path comes into play, and that's the most we've seen it this game.
Yeah, that was a little beyond the tolerance there for Yannick Schwaller. It'll still be red only sitting the 1.
So do you just end up playing a play on your own yellow here? Like that? The red that...
You wonder with a miss like that if you take the chance, hit that yellow and just unlock the one on the back.
Yeah.
But Mike
If you
doesn't
throw it
seem
just
to be
right,
too
you might
worried
be able
about
to
it.
build both of those into the 4-foot.
Team deciding to come down and talk over this last one. Mike seems to be concerned a little about that red center guard at the top there. That no matter what they do, they're just going to come right back behind the center. It was a single for Kevin Cooey in the 8th end against Corey Dropkin. That's a C event game. They are headed to an extra end. Corey Dropkin of Duluth, Minnesota, USA will have the hammer coming home, or in the extra rather. That's a game of 2 teams in the C event early that you normally don't see fighting for their lives this early in the event.
Looks like McEwen's get a timeout here. The whole team getting some input on what they want to see on Hilton Flash's final rock of the 8th end.
That's a big one. I don't mind jumbling up those ones in the wing there.
No, you got to make a move on that shot red rock, though.
Yeah, that's what's killing your deuce right now for sure.
Yeah, you could almost throw a hard one. Intern high side of that yellow, squeeze it into the 4-foot, get your shooter under the corner, hopefully get lucky and kill that red one out the back. Lose one
It's
of your
tough with the
yellows,
amount of
but-
separation there. It might, like, my default is always to think it just goes straight back and just sticks right there. James going with the old theory that if you throw it hard enough, everything leaves.
It's not wrong. Oh, you might get some drag there too. Like they might just split off of there because those two rocks are dead locked. So if you throw your shooter, you might get that red one to drag, split off the back yellow. Shooter under the corner, that yellow frozen on top of the red goes in the 4-foot. Schwaller's gonna have to make a good freeze on that one in the 4-foot, but looking at the hit and roll open here.
They seem to have the decision. Colton's rolled up the sleeves for this one, so you know he's ready to go.
Back line, a heavy draw weight, looks like.
So here's Colton Flash with his final rock of the 8th end. His team trails by 1, but he does have the hammer. Trying to push this red back. This is Dan Marsh on the curl. And now trying to hold it up straight. They'll get it by and kill that red rock. It still remains red with shot rock, but Mike McEwen's seen 2, 3, 4, and 5th shot.
Looking pretty good for Schwartz right now. It's getting at least a force. I think if they come around here top 4, it's tough to get rid of 2 reds that are first and second shot.
Yeah, McEwen's stuck playing 2 different games here in this end right now. And the Schwaller's team doing a good job of keeping them separated. No doubles have been readily available for Mike McEwen. And they'll look to come right around that center guard and the one that Colton Flash just threw.
Teresa in the comments saying Sven is having a great game per usual. Yeah, the entire Schwaller rink has been almost lights out, it feels like, for the entire game.
Yeah, it's been a solid game and definitely one that you're a little bit frustrated with if you're the Schwaller team, maybe with the control you've had at a lot of the ends, and just a couple key misses that have kept McEwen in this game, and some would say has the game in his hands with Hammer coming home in the 8th, but the way this end's shaping up, he might not have it for long.
No, bounce back end after that 7th for the Schwaller for sure. Whole team's still unsure of what the call is going to be. Haven't seen the broom point to any rocks or spots yet. Well, it looks like top 8 now.
There we go, we got our sound back there. And yeah, the out-turn draw around everything. Try and sit there for shot 1 and shot 2.
Yeah, getting this one shot rock or second shot is a must on this. Otherwise, Mike will have an out to really take control of this end in this game.
Yep. You saw Yannick pull the string a bit on his last. Benoit Schwartz with his first in the 8th end here. He needs to get to shot rock. Just sit 2 and
might have grabbed something and just stopped.
Yeah, that one is not even close.
That'll be a hog rock from Benoit Schwartz.
Wow. Now we've
Huge
got a turn of
opportunity
events
for
here.
McEwen.
Yeah, that might be A bit of a death blow to the Schwaller team. That was shocking. You saw that path sort of shock Yannick on his last, and then Benoit comes down, and it must have grabbed at something that's not often you see him miss like that.
No, that.
Bit unfortunate.
I'm thinking that had to pick. You never see Schwartz.
Yeah, not much of a
hog
doubt
a rock
on my mind either. Yeah.
On a draw that was supposed to be in the 4-foot. That's unheard of for him.
It was a single in the extra end for Steve Laycock. He takes a 9-8 victory in a shootout against Michael Brunner. Steve Laycock moves on to the playoffs. Michael Brunner will drop to the C event and play later today.
So McEwen with an opportunity here to lie a bunch. Doesn't look easy. Once again, seems like almost this entire end, both teams have come together on every shot to determine what's the best case scenario.
Yeah, we talked about this this yellow that's dead frozen on that red at the top. We talked about it as soon as it was thrown. That was in a bit of a difficult spot, leaving that red dead set to jam, but sort of in a spot now where you really want to get rid of it, or at least push it back into a spot where you can sit two and really force Benoit to have to make a double, or he loses the game, really, if it's there. Mike really getting down and looking at those angles now.
A good hard look at it.
If you're down at the
looks like he's queuing it up to. I think he's taking a look at this to maybe get that red to drag, as I said before, hopefully get it over the top, but and lie a bunch here and leave Benoit Schwartz with a tough shot on his next one to try and keep his team in it.
We'll see exactly where it ends up. I was about to say, if you're at the Swift Current Curling Club right now and would like to bring Mike McEwen a magnifying glass so we can get those angles down perfectly, feel free. So, big shot coming up from the Magic Man. Trying to pull something out of a hat here and come away with a win here in this game. Mike McEwen's first in the 8th end coming up right here. He leads this one, or he trails this one 6-5, in the 8th with the hammer. An opportunity to sit a couple at least here. And he's going to squeeze that red. How far will it go? And it'll go right out of play, and it's McEwen sitting 4. As Benoit Schwartz has 1 rock left. Wow.
Yeah, they got that red one to drag just enough to get over the top there.
Great call, beautifully thrown. But it does leave Benoit with an out. He needs to make a perfect freeze here. And you got to think that hogged rock on his last is in the back of his head.
Can't really put this one in a real great spot. You know, you got to be at least second shot here, but no matter what, I think Mike's going to be able to use that yellow in the top 8 to run it in.
Yeah, not a lot of tolerance at all here for Benoit. He knows the call, it's obvious. He knows what he needs. Here's Benoit Schwartz with his last in the 8th end. Up by 1 without the hammer over Mike McEwen of Saskatoon.
Sweepers off it around the hog line.
And this one looks like it might slide a bit. Kevin Marsh up there He'll sit for shot rock for the moment being, but that should be about as given a shot as Mike McEwen's had all day.
It looks like he should have about a third of that from the hack.
Get rid of that red and you win the game. And what a turnaround from this Mike McEwen team, who was chasing for the good the first half, maybe even a touch more of this game. To come back,
it definitely felt like control for almost every end. And just a couple of those key misses from the skip rocks. In this end, it was the hog rock that must have grabbed something from Schwartz, and he had a heavy draw in one of the ends for a possible deuce, and now Mike McEwen looking at making this red go away for the win.
It was a deuce for Carson Sturmey in the 8th over on sheet 6. He takes a 6-5 victory over Riku Yanigasawa. The Japanese rink will go home with a 1-3 finish. Carson Sturmey will play in a C qualifier later today. And now Mike McEwen. Final rock in the 8th with hammer down by 2. Needs to make this red go away for the win, and he's booked his spot in the playoffs. Colton Flash on it early. Moving nice for them.
Getting clean's always a good sign.
Hard now. They get by the guard with room. Push this red back and chop that up as a win for Mike McEwen. It's a 5 spot in the 8th end. He'll take this one by a final score of 10-6. A score that is not indicative of how close this game was. And Mike McEwen books his spot to the playoffs. Yannick Schwaller will have a date with Ryland Claytor in the C event later tonight. Thank you for watching. Your final score on curlingzone.com. Mike McEwen 10, Yannick Schwaller 6.
We feed the world with Nutrien, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.